Word on this computer. Okay. Now let me get the we really don't need the chat function if everybody's got mics, but I'm gonna okay, whose phone's
ringing?
Somebody whose phone's ringing, if you could shut your mic off.
Hi, you've reached 203-612-1225. We are on a...
John, why don't you just mute everybody?
Yeah, I can do that. I can do that. Okay. Where the heck is what's going on here? Not showing me the participants to do it, so.
Down at the bottom?
There we go. I got it now. There. Now, if I mute all that, don't mute me. That's good. Okay. All right. Now, let me just close that. Okay. So I got it on record. This is an official meeting by our bylaws of the general membership and the board because normally we have the board meeting on the second Thursday of the month, and because of the preparation for this and other things we have, we're going to include the board meeting as part of this. So it'll cover both the board and the general membership. So call the meeting to order at whatever it is, 11 something, I can't see it, 11:35. First thing on the agenda is the introduction of the board members. For those that don't know the board members, I'm the president of the Solutions, GE Retiree Benefit Solutions. We call ourselves Short Solutions, nonprofit organization. Bob Dayhoff is on with us here. Bob is our vice president of the Solutions Group organization. Bob's going to be leaving us after the first of the year. So we have elections and nominations and all that coming up for like 3 officers this year. And Bob's name will be up for nomination election, not his name, but a replacement. Come next October, we have nominations. November, we have the elections. So Bob's here. Connie Vick is here. Connie Vick is our treasurer for the group. Melody is here. Melody is our secretary, our communications director, and our benefits advocate. Let me see who else. Is anybody else here?
Betsy is there.
Who is it?
I think Betsy is there.
Okay. Betsy, you on here?
No, maybe not.
No. Terry, is that Terry Kane? Is that you, Terry Kane?
You have him muted.
Yeah, I thought he just unmuted him. Terry, is that you, Terry Kane? I think he's gone. Oh, no, he's still here.
Just dropped off.
All right. Well, you can't talk if that's Terry Kane. He's on our organizational chart as an assistant to Melody with Benefits Advocate. So you know Terry. Rodney hasn't made it in. I saw Rodney was checking the Facebook page. I hope he gets in. Rodney is one of our trustees. Charlie Bumgardner is one of our trustees who's not present. And Betsy Irvin is one of our trustees who is not present right now. So that's your board. You can look online. I give you the link there under membership info, the organizational chart, and the board members with all their information and background stuff is on that page, ragehcc.org membership-info. So if you want to go look there, you can go look there. I just did a little bit of the updating there on that, on the organizational chart and all Okay, minutes. The video recording of the last general membership meeting was on April 4th, 2009. They're all, that minutes for that meeting, our last general membership meeting, is on the Solutions Formal website. There's the link. You can click right on it from your document. And there's another, the video link in the agenda for that. The general membership meeting is also on the membership info page. So it's on Facebook, the video is on Facebook on that top link, and the video and the agenda are on our formal website, Solutions website, and that's the link for that. Okay, financial report. Connie, I'm going to do this for you, okay? Connie, I'm sure she agrees. All right.
Yes.
Okay.
He was muted. Women don't know how to handle being muted, John.
I know, it's terrible, isn't it? Anyway, first of all, part of formality here. The minutes, as I said, are on those two locations on our formal website and on the Facebook page is the video. I need a motion to accept the minutes. We're not going to review them. It would take way too long to review all that. We're not going to review them. They're there. So I'm asking somebody to make a proposal or that we accept the minutes.
I do, John. I'll make the motion to accept the minutes.
Okay, seconded. Somebody?
I'll second.
Okay, whoever that was. And all in favor, and just say aye.
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 Okay, very good. All right, financial report, which I'll do for Connie. Donations amount. We've only had 9 donations since we started our 2020 fund drive on September 1st. It's been posted on Facebook. We've only collected $321.58. And that's still on PayPal, and Connie will be transferring that to our bank account. Our bank balance, I just checked it today, is $7,180.29. With those donations that I've just listed and told you on PayPal, the total now is $75,001.87. Connie does have one check too that will be deposited. So that's where that's at. Tentative budget for 2020. I can bring that up because now that we're on here, I can show you. We do a tentative budget and present it to the board every year for approval. And these are, and some of this is estimated, and some of it, may happen, may not happen. Depends where we are financially, depends what happens. But here's the tentative budget that you're looking at now on the screen. And if you go down those bulleted items, if you go down just below them, you see that the estimate for our budget, our total expenses and costs is $94.84. Okay. Now, in previous years, we've had a carryover of, you can see, they go down a few more lines, and you can see we had a carryover of $9,513. We have virtually used that money up, that carryover money. It's kind of reserve money to help us start into the next year, and we kind of have used that money up. So I'll talk more about that later. Let me go back to the, that's the tentative budget. That's posted on our website. So let me go back to the agenda. Okay. So participation, financial support, numbers. We have over 2,000. Matter of fact, I just was looking today, we have 2,100. So we've gained another 100 people on our Facebook group. So we have over 2,100 Facebook group members. That's our Solutions Facebook group or page. That's not our formal website. Over 2,100. We have 850 that have actually gone to our formal website, our formal Solutions website, and registered out of 2,000. Out of over 2,000 Facebook and 850 on our formal website, Solutions website, only 250, 260 gave donations or contributions. And to tell you, many of those people, many of our dedicated supportive members have given more than once. If it wasn't for them, we'd probably be out of business already, financially. We have some very good, very dedicated people. So when I'm saying 250, 260, there's a number of them that repeatedly give or give big donations up front or repeatedly give to us. And we are really appreciative of them and how they support us. But we need, you can see by these numbers, we need our members, Facebook members, to join our formal site and to make a donation if we're going to keep going. Because we've used up our reserve and we're moving now to spending what we have left. Just so you know that. And I'll talk more about that as we go along. All right, so that's the financial report. You know where we stand. You know what our balance is. You know what our projections are, our tentative budget is. So I'm asking somebody to make a motion to accept the financial report as read, please.
I'll make a motion to accept it.
All right, thank you. Seconded?
Second.
All right. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
All right.
Aye.
Okay, so now we move to participation. This is the concentration, if you will, of this meeting. We're at a tough point here, folks, and it's going to mean some tough decisions. So I want you to hear this message clearly. We've made some decisions as a board, which I'll share with you later on, about how we're going to gauge this and how we're going to work this and what we're going to do to try to increase support and participation. And we set a time limit on that, and we're ready to go into the next phase of that. And it's going to be up to the membership if they want us to continue. That's the bottom line. I know we're preaching to the choir right now to the people attending this meeting. I want to be clear about that. The ones that actively participate, whether it's on Facebook or with us, the 850 on our formal website, and those that support us financially, you know, you're the people that are probably here today. And it's the other 80% that we need to step up and help us. Now, we're not asking a lot. We're asking $25 a year dues or whatever you can give. And if you can't give, we would never deny you membership. But that's all we're asking. And if we had that money from 2,000 people, can you imagine what we could do to expand services and reach out to that 60,000 retirees that are online out there if we had that money? So I know I'm preaching to the choir, talking to you people and telling you this because you're our supporters. You wouldn't be here if you weren't. And, you know, it's that 80%, those other people on Facebook and other GE retirees and dependents that are on other GE Facebook pages, you know, that we're asking to join us, to help us so we can keep going. And there's a lot of benefits to that, which are listed on the website, you know, advocacy and benefit plans and a lot of different things. Our meeting with GE in the fall and at the share owners on your behalf. There's a lot of things that we do. There's a lot of benefits to us keeping going, but we cannot keep going if we cannot support our budget, our expenses. So on the latest poll I put on Facebook, the B item here, the latest poll I put on Facebook on continuation of our Solutions nonprofit organization, we got about 160 responses with the agrees or checking the boxes on that poll. There was about 160. 87% agree that Solutions is doing the best it can to support, to assist us, you know, and assist our members. So you all agree that, you know, at least those that are active again, agree that we provide great service, great benefits. Thank God we're here. We hear the comments. Thank God for everything Melody does. Thank God for the Solutions Group and our advocacy on your behalf. We hear all that stuff, but we hear it from the ones that support us mainly. well, I shouldn't say that. Some of the ones that don't support us say, yeah, thanks, keep going, but they aren't willing to support us. And now that number starts dropping on the poll. 50%, 57% of those that responded, the most active members that responded, said they are willing to support us financially. So, okay, these are the people that are actually active that answered this poll. And so you got 43% that basically said, I'm not making a commitment financially, okay? And then finally, there's 50% that are willing to participate and help us in our strategies, goals, and initiatives, whether it's petitions or letters or, supporting us when we're trying to do something with GE and get some, do a survey and get your responses and stuff like that. So this is untenable, plain and simple. We've as a board have been discussing this for well over a year. This is untenable for us to continue. We will eventually deplete our budget and have to close. That's the reality of the situation. Here's an example. C, the general membership meeting today. Now, I know we had some technical difficulties, but we only had 17 people that said they were going, 9 maybe. Out of 2,000 on Facebook, out of 850 on Rage. Now, I know everybody has their own personal life, have doctor's appointment, has this other stuff. Not everybody can make it, but we expect a better response, better participation. On our learning event coming up September 25th, we've done pretty good with these learning events and after participation, people going and watching the video afterwards. While we're doing them live, like you're participating on this Zoom right now, we do these learning events live, and we only got 16 that said they're going and 2 maybes. Now this, I believe, I mean, Melody's first one, final preparations was fantastic, and the response was absolutely fantastic afterwards. We believe this one, it's about communications and resources and all the links out there, OneHR and Via Benefits and Medicare and all these support and resources things that we're going to discuss, communications, benefits. We believe this is going to be another one of our best ones, but look at the response. Look at the response here. It's not too good. So Facebook, next one, EI item, Facebook participation. We get the participation, but we don't get the migration. So what I mean by migration is moving from Facebook, which we've been trying to get people to move to our formal website, register, and give us the donations. But they're not going, 850 out of over 2,100. They're not going and signing up. Registrations have been very slow. Donations have been very slow. I gave you the numbers above about donations. Only 9 so far for our fundraising drive for 2020. Okay, so I'm giving you the facts here. F, Formal Solutions website participation. Migration from Facebook to our formal website is slow. We've had a slight increase in people registering, joining, but many do not give a donation or contribution. Remember, we're at 850 on our formal website out of 2,100 on our Facebook page, but only about, I should say 250 to 260 donations total out of that number, okay? I'm repeating some stuff, but hey, it's all part of this participation topic. All right, G, this point has to be made. We have a lot of competition out there. We understand that. There's about 8 to 10 other G retiree Facebook pages out there. Some are tied to like local businesses like Lynn or Louisville or some other place, We understand that. And some of them started before we did. And so they offer help too to the people. They offer to help them with their, whether it's pension or healthcare or other issues or whatever problems they're having. They offer it, and they offer it for free. They help our retirees and dependents to resolve their issues and concerns, just like we do. Our goal was always to be a central resource to all retirees and dependents. We're not trying to take somebody else's membership. We're not trying to take somebody else's dues or anything else. We wanted to be a central resource with a lot of resources. Our formal website has a ton of resources, regardless of whatever page they participate on. You know, that's nothing, Doug. We're not concerned about that, but it is competition. If we could get somehow to move to a collective collaboration of all these Facebook pages, and by that I just mean collaboration, cooperate, use us as a resource, that would be great. But we can't compete with free, and we can't continue as a nonprofit organization without financial support to cover our expenses and costs. It's just impossible. So here's my summary of the participation. We virtually depleted, as I said, our carryover reserve at 95.13. Our expenses exceed our revenues and income right now at this point. Donations are very slow in coming in from our fundraising drive for 2020. Participation, migration from Facebook. Migration means Facebook to joining up at our formal website. Migration, membership growth, you know the numbers, over 2,100 on Facebook, only 850 on our formal website. When I'm saying membership growth, I'm saying joining, registering at our formal website. And financial support, are tenuous at best. We continue to give stuff away for free, hoping to entice our membership growth and participation, but our financial support as a nonprofit organization is becoming, as I said above, untenable. The board decided, this is what we decided to try to address this, and we've been, as I told you, we discussed this for over a year. Allow free stuff and free pages for 6 months, hoping our Facebook and our formal website members would see all the benefits and the advocacy we offer, and we hoped our GE retirees and dependents would then decide to register and join us and support us financially. So here's the reality check. That's not happening. If it's happening one step forward, two back. You know, it's just very, very slow process. The next step the board decided was that, okay, after the end of 6 months, we're going to have to make a decision as a board. Will we close the formal website just to registered and paid members? Now, I'm asking you people straight up, you know, should we do that? Is that something we should do? We'll discuss this in a second here, and then we'll try to finish up the agenda. It's up to the membership of both our Facebook group and our formal website to decide whether they want to support us by registering and giving us financial support so we can keep going. Remember, what I said, you know, is that if they can't, we'd never deny membership. But $25 a year is less than 50 cents a week. Now, if you're like me, I've made this comment before and I'll make it again right now. If you're like me, and I think a lot of us are like this, we'll go to Walmart's to get one or two things. We'll walk through Walmart's and they have those clearance aisles and those sale aisles. And I'll say, geez, I could use one of those, or I could use one of those. And instead of spending maybe $25 or $30 or $50, I spend $125. Now we all do that. And somebody else brought this up, and they said, you know, John, we spend more on a cup of coffee a week, for God's sake, than that. You know, and if you have a cup of coffee a day, you spend a lot more than 50 cents a day for a membership in our organization. I don't understand why the people won't give us the money, you know. They just will not come forward and give us the money. Part of it is the competition. Part of it is complacency. Part of it is if they get it for free, they aren't going to give it to us. Some people have actually told us that. So I, for one, the future, the continuation of solutions is in the membership's hands at this point. I think the board has knocked itself out. I think the board has worked hard to give you all this nonprofit organization, you know, all the legal stuff we had to go through, and the advocacy and the benefits and the newsletters and the communication and all the stuff that we've done, you know, since 2016, we have worked hard to provide all these services, and we were hoping everybody would see the benefit of those services. So the future and continuation of solutions is in your hands. I, for one, my personal preference is to keep going. But I see us dying a slow death. And as I've stated, our future is untenable with the trajectory we're on right now. We can't continue as a formal organization. We will deplete our budget, and then what are we going to do? What are we going to do at that point? We're going to have to fold. So that's where we're at right now. And to me, this is the most important topic because, as I said, the board is ready to start discussing again. Are we going to implement the second step? Are we going to close down the formal page just to registered and paid members? Why should we, when we had this meeting before and we're discussing this in April, one person said, well, why do you keep giving it away for free? Like smack me in the head. That's rational and that's logical, So it's up to the group. It's up to the membership, whether we go or we don't go. I would like to see us go. I know some of the board definitely would like to see us go. We all get frustrated. We all get angry at times. We all say, why aren't these people stepping up? What can we do? We try to discuss it. What can we do to get people to join us, to give us a small donation? And we even put it on the page, on our formal website. You can register and do the donation all on one page. We try to make it as simple as possible. You could do it online, or you could send a check to Connie Vic directly. We try to make everything as simple as possible. We're constantly trying to update our website so it's simpler, easier, user-friendly. I don't know what else to do myself personally. We brainstormed this thing for a long time. We offer learning events to try to entice people. We offer newsletters that Melody does, and we get a great response on our newsletters. But still people don't come and join. So the floor is open. You can open your mics, and anybody that wants to share or say something, please do it. Please.
John, I do want to say something.
Yes.
So correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't our organization / Facebook group the only one that sends representatives to the benefits meeting to speak on behalf of retirees
Right.
and
No.
testimonies? What other retiree group does that?
There's many of them, Connie. What is there, John? There's 20-some people that are here.
Yeah, I think what Connie's saying, Connie, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but these are, what you're talking about, these retiree reps, yes, they come from like Lynn and Ohio and Louisville, different places. Do they have Facebook pages? Some of them do, yes. Some of them do have Facebook pages.
No, so we send you and Melody to speak on our retirees' benefit, because obviously I'm not going to drive to the meetings to represent myself. So you take surveys and polls and stuff like that, and then you present them to the board or to the benefits people. So do other GE groups or retiree groups do the same thing? And how do they afford it?
Well, one thing is a lot of them have backing. And, Louisville has a wonderful group down there.
Mhm.
Well, don't forget, GE reimburses us for that meeting, Connie. That doesn't end up costing us anything.
Yeah, in the end. Up front, we have to cover it, but in the end, we do get reimbursement. But they have, some of them have union bagging, some of them have, like Louisville has an association. I think it's the same as, what'd somebody say? It's GE Retiree Association, right?
They have two different ones down there, John.
Okay. One matched our name. Isn't
By
it
the
or
union
something?
also.
Did one of them match our name, Melody?
No, that was the Erie.
Oh, that was Erie. Oh, okay. Okay, that was Erie. Yeah, Erie has a group. And what do they bring to the meetings? They bring their issues and their concerns that they hear from their members. They bring there, and certainly throughout the year, as we discuss things amongst ourselves, the retiree reps that all go to this meeting with GE Global and GEHR, you know, one of my desires was always to try to have an agenda, a focused agenda from all of us, but that didn't happen. So,
Okay, well, that's my point though. So these groups that go there, they represent their own people, all GE retirees.
well,
Is that
like
right?
Kevin, yeah, like Kevin. Now, Kevin has gone, and before him, Helen Carini, she is,
Elfrida.
and Bill Frieda, they have been advocating at this meeting and at the share owners meeting for like pension increases, for like better RRA coverage, better healthcare coverage, whatever for retirees. I mean, they
Okay,
do.
well, I'll
They
just
do
use
it.
my local as an example. If people that belong to this group here,
Yeah.
if they weren't on this group, they wouldn't know anything about what's going on at
Yeah.
all. So,
Here, here.
huh?
You're right, Connie.
Yeah. So the people here in my area wouldn't have a clue what's going on with the retirees and stuff.
And one of the things, and I give Melody the kudos for this, is one of the things we got GE to do, not necessarily using our voices, but they do a newsletter now.
Mhm.
That's something they didn't do before. They send a newsletter out to everybody that they got their mailing addresses, they got their email addresses. We don't. And they send out a newsletter. It's supposed to be quarterly, right, Melody?
That's correct.
Quarterly. We've been pushing for that for a long time to get that information that you're talking about, Connie, out, but it's mainly GE focus. It's not our focus. You know, we might offer input to it, saying we'd like to see something about this or something about that. But other than that, no, you're right. People come to our site or they come to one of the other GE sites, GE Facebook pages, and they get their information there. That's where they get it. Or at their local meetings, their local groups. Retiree groups. I'm not talking a union website. I mean, when I was part of it in my local plant, I used to do articles and stuff like that and post them on the union website too. I used to do that so everybody was informed what was going on with the retirees.
You're right, John. This group is really on the fence, and it's been like this, like you said, over a year.
Yeah.
And if we close it off completely to only members, and look what we have for members, and yet all of these members are not contributing.
That's
I
right.
mean, nothing is free in this world, and the information that this group has given, and especially I can't say enough about the group helping, and Melody and Connie. I just can't understand. I don't want to see this group go down the tubes.
Neither do we, believe me. But we have to find a way to engage these people, motivate them, and get them to participate and get them to register and join. But we cannot continue. I'm trying to give you.
What about John Tyler's group? Now, he has a group there, and I know John, I'm pretty sure he's a member of our group.
Yes, he is.
Now, what about all those people in his group? Are there members from his group on our group?
Yeah, there is.
Yes.
There is. Remember, you know, I didn't give you a little history here. When we started as a loosely formed core group. And the board members gave all the money to start this thing, believe me. And then we decided, so, you know, we were a lot into activism. We had the lawsuits going on back then, rallies, petitions, doing all that kind of stuff. And we were posting stuff on John Tyler's site there, the GE retiree site. That's what theirs is called, short. we were posting things, and John sent me a message and he said, really, John, this site isn't about GE bashing. He says it's about helping other retirees. I said, that's fine, John. I don't have any problem with that. We'll start our own site. So we started our own Facebook page. And in the beginning, we called it RAGE HCC, Retirees Against GE Healthcare Changes.org. We had a different logo. You remember the flaming plane? Everybody remembers that? The flaming plane. GE didn't like our name and didn't like the way we were approaching. And so we moved to, we saw that and we discussed that as a board, and we moved to solutions. Let's not be part of the problem, let's be part of the solution. And we started calling ourselves GE Retiree Benefit Solutions. We changed our name on our Facebook page and on our formal website. And, you know, we try to, yes, we still do some activism. Of course, we show up to fall meeting and we show up to share owners, and we still do a petition every year, and we do a survey every year. So we do some activism, but we try to use it in a positive way to approach GE. So that's how we got started. That's why we had to move away from them. But does that mean John is part of our group? And a lot of those people are part of our group. But again, you know, are they going to give us a contribution? Are they going to support us financially? When we only have 20% of our people from our page joining our formal website and registering and giving us a donation, how many of them are doing it? You know, well, I don't even know what their percentage is that would come over and join us. By our numbers, it certainly isn't a lot.
Could I ask a question?
Yeah.
Since all of our people are at the Facebook site and they're not here,
Yeah.
is there some way we could ask for donations on the Facebook site? And we could enter their name as a member on the other site. If they never wanted to come there, that's up to them.
Yeah.
But if they did, then they would already be approved to get in.
Yeah. Yeah. Bob, we can do that. You can put a donation button on there, but it will probably refer them to our PayPal connection on our site, or send a check personally. I mean, it depends how we set it up. There definitely is a donation button that you can put on the page. I know that for sure, to answer your question. And I don't think that's a bad idea. I think it's a good idea, but we do post. Connie has, I have, Melody has. We have done post to ask people to please go, and we give them the link. Go to our now all-in-one page, registration and donation page, or go to our fundraising page. Do it online or send Connie a check, whatever you want to do.
But what we're talking about is they're not doing it.
No, they're not doing it. You know, I mean, what else can I do? You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink, right?
Well, so just another option, you know?
Yeah, it is another option, and it's a good option. And I'm writing it down because we take all suggestions, believe me. I'll try anything, but will it work? I don't know.
But are you saying once that they send a donation that we register them on the website?
Yeah. I
Well,
mean, that's an option we could. They
I
may
don't
never,
think that we can do that because they have to have their own password and username.
yes.
Well, we can think this out a little bit more. It's not a bad suggestion. We can think it out a little more, and I agree with Connie that, you know, Bob, you take care of approving all the registration, make sure they're right and they're made out adequately, like
Yes.
location and hourly and all that jazz. So somebody would have to be in charge of that. If you're leaving, then somebody that takes your spot, that's, you know, Bob is also, besides vice president, he's the website coordinator. So Bob takes care of all the registrations that people come in and sign up and register. He has to approve them. And of course, we're hoping they give us a donation as part of that on that one page, one for all page. A lot of times they don't. Let's not even say sometimes, a lot of times they don't.
Well, from my perspective, I'd be the one getting the donations, so I always check to see if they're registered or not. And so then that would mean that I would have to try to register them, but they may not want to be registered. I think that that should be their option. I do have it marked on the spreadsheet if they're registered or not registered.
That's true.
And if I get it by PayPal and they're not registered, I normally will send them a message thanking them for their donation. And then I let them know that they're not registered and I ask them to please register. So
Yeah. I mean, there's
people with checks, I don't
a
send a
way to
letter.
work it out, is just,
That's one thing I really don't understand from Connie's spreadsheet, and she does a good job of keeping track of that. Who's giving a donation, who's registering. She goes and checks it. And I don't understand somebody giving us money, not willing to register at our site, so it's formal. I say,
we're all different.
yeah, we're all
Well, but then on the flip side of that, we have a lot of people that are registered and haven't sent a penny. So
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. You see the conundrum, folks? Do you see the conundrum we face? I mean, here's board members talking to you right now, and we've tried to think this thing out 1,000 different ways, and we're at the point where we have to make the critical decisions because we can't run out of it. We run out of money, we're done. Period.
Could I ask a question?
Mm-hmm. Certainly
Okay,
can.
because my husband retired, GE Shreveport, Transformer Division. That plant was non-union.
Okay.
I don't know, I have tried getting a few people from that plant to join,
Yeah.
but I don't know how to get to all of them. I mean, there was a lot of people at GE Shreveport.
Do they have, where are you located, first of all?
I live in Benton, but he worked at General Electric in Shreveport, Louisiana.
Louisiana.
Okay, Louisiana. Does Louisiana, you said they're non-union, do they have
Yes.
a retiree group? Do they have a retiree group?
Not that I know of, no.
Okay, so you know some people personally. You have.
I know 2 or 3 of his employees. He didn't hang around with a lot of employees. He worked there 33 years. He knew people that I didn't know. I know Bobby Ashby was his boss, Webster Cole, Tommy Pierce, and I have contacted those and told them to pass, the word on, but
Okay, you have done.
apparently they're not.
Okay, well, that's good, and thank you for doing that. And, whether it's non-exempt or non-hourly and they're salaried or they're exempt or non-exempt salaried,
He
everybody's.
was an hourly.
Yeah, well, okay, well, everybody is invited here, salaried and hourly. That's one thing I want to make clear. And it doesn't matter. This isn't just about union sites, even though we've been talking about that. It's about everybody. And we have looked at whether there was a retiree group, a retiree association, or retiree chapter, or Elfin group, or quarter century group. Melody has gone to some. I have gone to some. We will go, and we will do a presentation if there's a group that wants us to come. At our point of expenses, we're now asking, hopefully, that they'll help support us financially to do that, to go to them. We bring handouts, we bring postcards, we bring business things, we bring flyers, and we certainly can provide those to anybody, including yourself. And they're on our membership info page, on the formal page. All those things are there that you could copy or print or send by email to other people. But we would gladly come to any location. We have done that before and do a presentation to try to engage those people. So just so you know that. We have looked at that too. How do we get to these people? I told you, for everybody's benefit, I know the board knows this, but there was a statistic that they found out from Social Security trying to e-verify everybody, which only means they wanted to make sure your Social Security number was right, your date of birth, your address, your email, blah, blah. And they found out that 75% of seniors do not have computers or smartphones. Only 25% are online. So to us, what that means is we run a lot of stuff online. That means there's a possibility. Now listen to this now. There's a possibility of anywhere from 52,000 to 60,000 online GE retirees or dependents out there. We only wish we could grab them. We only wish we had the money to market and try to reach out to them, do digital marketing, online marketing, so we could reach out to those people. Because can you imagine if we had 60,000 members? We wouldn't have to worry. We wouldn't be having this discussion about money. Okay?
John, I just attended a quarter century meeting last week on Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty mixed group, but the first year I was able to do some handouts and presentations. They get to the point where they didn't want to hear anything negative about GE when we were going through contract negotiations.
Right.
When people first going through the RRA, they didn't really want to know a whole lot about it. So, and as I go now, because I have hourly and salary friends both and participate, they basically keep it away from talking about GE very much. They talk about transforming the buildings into shops and things that they're going to do here locally, but they pretty much keep it away from any discussions whatsoever, because it is self-funded. GE doesn't fund and hasn't for years. But now I'll be going October the 1st down to a plant about 25 miles south of me that are very active, always want participation. I have a lot of questions, a lot of one-on-ones. And it used to be the UE, Carl was there, but this year he's moved on up, so he's at the national level now, so he won't be attending. This is also a group that Dennis Rochelo was quite involved with also, and still continues to communicate with the group also, but they're very active. There's usually over 100 people there, which for a small community, it's a great turnout.
Yeah. Now, you know, Melody, as Melody's saying that, you know, up here, I'm down in Florida now. When I was up north, up in New York, up in the Capital District, the quarter century used to have the summer event. They have a fall event and a summer event, picnic or whatever you want to call it, cookouts, all that stuff. They have raffles, blah, blah. But anyway, the point is they had well over 1,000 people. And I went there and I set up a table and I had all our handouts, you know, all the flyers, postcards, business cards, all that stuff. Had stuff for them to take. And then I went around to all the tables. Now there must have been at least 5 big, gigantic tables. So all these people by myself. That was the mistake. One mistake I made, doing it alone. And my voice was gone by the end of the day. And I went around those tables and I told them what our organization's all about. And they said, oh, thank God, somebody's finally doing something. Somebody's trying to organize the retirees. Thank God, thank God. When I left that night, at the end of the day, when I left, I'll say 3/4 of the flyers, the postcards, and everything were left on the table. They didn't even take them home. How discouraging is that? You know?
Oh, very.
Yeah. So
I usually run out. I've already started running the ones for the first, and I usually end up running out and get numerous phone calls, numerous.
I think they kind of didn't expect it, for one thing, me being there. And secondly, they probably said, what's this shyster trying to do? You know what I mean? What's this guy trying to do? Get some money out of us here? What's he doing? You know, I'm surprised the people that organized it didn't come up to me and say, hey, shut that damn table down. You know?
Too many people want something for nothing.
Yes. I've said for a long time, they want us to fix everything, but they want us to do it for free.
Exactly.
I've said it for a long time.
But we pay for our meals there, John. We all pay for it. The first year down at Decatur, they wanted to pay for my meal. And I said, no. I said, you're able to do this because everybody pays for their own.
Yeah.
And, you know, they all participate. They're a closer knit group, a smaller community.
Yep.
And all keep in touch. And, you know, and keep in touch with them down there too. And we're a resource for each other when we need it also.
Yeah, and the other thing is, a lot of times, Melody has done this much more than I have. She goes to Louisville too, and they do give us donations, these groups. So, you know, the benefit is the one-on-one, face-to-face. They're getting the materials handed right to them. And the other benefit is sometimes, as a group, they give us a donation to help us out, you know, whether it was Louisville or other places, Banner.
Yeah, Evendale and Cincinnati, and I've been trying to get a hold of Mark Goodhart down there, and his voicemails were all full because Pam Shipley and I talked, and we think it's time to do another one down there also. They have the UAW and the IAM as part of their aircraft engine.
Yeah, yeah. But again, you know, even though Melody's mentioning union names, this is both salaried and hourly, and these quarter century functions are salaried and hourly.
Mm-hmm.
And like I say, the response when I was talking to them, oh, great, 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 great. But hey, at the end of the day, they left all the stuff on the tables. So I guess it wasn't that great. I should have said, give me your money right now.
You know, some of them did that when I was in Louisville.
Yeah.
Got some of that money or checks that they gave me right then. Some was cash and some was checks. Wanted.
I should have had help because I had such a big crowd. I just couldn't, you know, I could have one person saying, here's a sign-up sheet. You want to fill this out? And on the bottom of it say, send a donation to Connie's address or go online or something, you know, but I was just alone. And by the end of the day, I was exhausted, man. Exactly.
You were overwhelmed.
Yeah, I was exhausted. I said, oh my God, this is way too big a crowd for one person. So I learned a lesson from that one. Don't go alone. And then over in Schenectady, which is a big organization over there, I went over there and, you know, I was talking to the guys that run the retiree chapter over there, but then a controversy arose and they blocked me out. So that's too bad because like Lynn plant and Louisville plant and Schenectady plant, I mean, there's a big retiree groups in those plants. And they certainly could, for membership, they could be helpful. And as a group donation, they could be helpful, you know? So yeah, we're willing to reach out to anybody. And we've been trying, believe me, we have been trying to get the word out there. And we would love to be able to have enough money to do digital marketing, electronic, you know, online marketing, so that we could reach out to that 60,000. Because if we got even 20% of that 60,000, can you imagine? Multiply 10,000 times $25. If we only got that many, you imagine how much money we'd have? We wouldn't be having this conversation.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
It's sad. It's sad in a way, and it's frustrating, as I said, and sometimes angry. You know, and I keep track of everything from Connie's stuff to Melody's stuff. We have statistical analysis 2 different ways on our websites. Facebook does a statistical analysis, plus we use Google Analytics and Stat Counter. That gives us fabulous numbers. Sometimes it seems like it's getting better as far as participation, but not as far as contributions or joining. You know, like on some posts that we do on Facebook, we'll get 1,000 views out of 2,100 members. That kind of participation, 50%, is pretty damn good. And as I got thinking about that, I said to myself, you know what? Melody probably looks at her posts and the replies 10 times. I probably look at mine 10 times. Connie might look at hers 10 times and see who's saying what. And those all get counted as people viewing. You know what I'm saying? But again, it could be the core group. It could be that core group of 250 that are going in there looking at the post over and over, not the whole 2,100. See what I'm saying?
Right.
Yep, I hear you.
Yeah. So it's
Yeah.
tough. And so I'm open to anything, and the board is, not just me. We are open to any suggestions. We got to do something. should we close it down, the formal thing, just a paid registered member? Should we try other things? We certainly are open. See, now you're the good people. You're the people that participate now. Give me something. Give me something. How do I get these people? What do I got to throw a net on them? What do I got to do?
Put our thinking caps on.
Yeah, put your thinking caps on. You can give me an answer later too, or you get bored. You know, I think maybe the next board meeting we run, maybe we'll have an open board meeting, and anybody that wants to come and join us. This got kind of convoluted today with the Facebook Live. Maybe we'll have an open board meeting, and anybody can come in, and I'll make sure I do a good post before to say we are looking for suggestions to increase our membership and our financial support, because if we don't, we just can't continue. Maybe we'll get a bunch of people, maybe we won't.
Isn't that kind of what you did today though, too, John?
Yeah, kind of I did, right, Melody, and you saw the response. What did I say up above? 17 going and 9 maybe. And
Well, we've been up as high as 12 and down to 8.
now we know from our Facebook statistics, that Wednesdays, and usually it's showing us like from 2 to 5 is the best time to run it. That's when we have the most active participation on our Facebook page. So that's an interesting statistic. I mean, not that the other days aren't getting participation, but that's the highest one. So that's why we chose Wednesday, hoping that we would get good participation. And the only problem I had too is, you know, we had our website hacked, which I was going to talk about going down here. Our website got hacked, and they had to reload it from a backup and set it all back up again. And then I had to go in and get all the, like the registration page, they call them plugins or nothing but software. I had to get all that stuff working again. But part of that is a plugin called Mail Poet. That's our email distribution list, where we have, I think, like 1,400, 1,500 people on our email list. And I wanted to send an email out previous to this meeting and previous to our learning event, but that's still corrupt, and they're still trying to figure it out and trying to fix it for us. Now, see, that would have been a good advertisement, source.
Right.
To advertise this thing, but it's broken right now.
Well, I had a hard time getting on today, so I was glad you were having a problem.
Yeah, I can't believe it. Jeez. I got a secondary program, because when we thought the last time we did Facebook Live, we had such a tremendous response that we thought, that's the best avenue to have our general membership meetings. But I found this program where you could also do, like on Zoom, you could show, like you're looking at on the screen, you could show the agenda, you could show graphics, you could show pictures, you could show documents, you could show everything.
Right, yeah.
That program was interfering with me getting on Facebook Live. I couldn't do it. It was blocking me. And I said, oh, geez. I started playing with that last night again to try to get it working. Well, I got it working all right. I got it in a mess. So, all right. So listen, this is all stuff to think about. This is all stuff, if I ever get the Mail Poet back online there, they got their guy working on it. We can send an email out and tell them maybe the next board meeting will be an open board meeting. So I'm going to go down finish off this agenda for you. We have the share owners meeting. We had the one in April in 2019. I forget the exact date. What was it, April 4th, Melody, or something?
Somewhere right in there.
Yeah. And I got sick that day. Melody was there. I took my presentation. I sent it off to Larry Culp, the CEO, and Kevin Cox, the Vice President of Human Resources. I went over the points that I made on behalf of GE Retirees and Dependents to him and to them. And I'm waiting on, Kevin said he'd need about a month and he'd get back to me. And I'm sure they're busy as hell. They had the contract in there. And of course, they're trying to keep GE's head above water, as you well know, and all that stuff. So I'm
Yeah.
waiting on Kevin's response for that. So just so you know, we were there. We presented, and certainly other retiree reps did too, on behalf of the retirees and dependents. We have the fall meeting coming up with GE Global and GEHR. The share owners is once a year, usually in the spring. The fall meeting is once a year, usually in the fall. Normally we'd have it in October, but because of all the contract and the other stuff, they said it'd probably be earlier in November. So we don't have a date yet on that. That's when we do the survey. The next bullet point, we do the survey of member concerns and issues. But we really need a lot of responses. Otherwise, it's not statistically valid at all. And it doesn't say very much about us as a group if we don't have a lot of responses. But we'll
John, we'll know by the end of this week, first of next week, what the date is.
Okay, good. So when we get those responses, what I do is I put it in a booklet form, and I bring it to the meeting, we hand it out, and we go over it. All the responses, we go over. And you know, one year, the first year we did that, Greg Caputo was the GEHR manager at the time. Greg Caputo was the GE manager at the time, and he said, thank you, he says, because these statistics, these facts are very important to us. We need to know this. And it's not just rhetoric, it's our retirees and dependents' responses. Now, sometimes I get colored, as Melody will tell you, and people will put down complaints about extra benefits that they think they're entitled to that are, what do you call them, elective, Melody?
Yes, elective.
Yeah, elective benefits they think that they're entitled to, and they'll say, gee, wouldn't pay the cost. Well, it's not part of the plan, so they aren't going to pay the cost, but they complain about it. So I made the mistake of including all them, and Melody started screening them on our last year's survey, and a lot of them were kind of bogus, to be honest with you. A lot of them that were bogus. So we're looking for real facts about the benefits that are covered in this thing, whether you're getting them or not, or the RRA. Now, Melody's got a number of people, so as in Kevin over in Lynn, and so as in Bill, a number of people covered that were not covered under the RRA. You saw that post that we did, that Melody got somebody back money. That was a pretty darn good thing, you know? People don't understand that's the kind of stuff we do. And I made that comment. This is what.
And there's more than one reason too. Sometimes it's that the retiree doesn't know how to apply for it, how to get reimbursement. And sometimes it's a via benefits issue. So some of these things that come up, we try to put fixes in place because GE gave us the ability to have a direct contact at GE Benefits, which they now are called People Operations in Schenectady, as well as via benefits, which was one exchange. It was just a rebranding for marketing purposes. But by finding out what these issues are and putting fixes on them, rather than just, trying to fix every single issue and not getting back to the root cause, that doesn't solve anything for the numerous amount of retirees that we identify that have issues. We're trying to put fixes on them as we go through the issues. And they've been pretty good at doing a lot of these.
Yeah. And when we go, we have absolutely no complaints with GE Global, believe me. They when we bring something to them, they listen, and if they can get some things they need approval above them, like the newsletter or other things like that, they will try to get it for us. They will try to do it. They can't do everything. They get no's on some things that they aren't gonna do it. But they do, as far as I'm concerned, and I know Melody feels the same way, they really cooperate with us at that level. And they have an HR person there, and last year they had the head of HR, and hopefully this year we'll have the head of HR, and hopefully maybe we'll even have Larry Culp there, the CEO, just to spend a little time with us. We're hoping. And we'll express all those concerns and our suggestions, and as Melody said, let's get at the root of the problem. Let's solve the problem. Let's be part of the solution. Let's work together for the solution. That's been kind of our motto, is to try to do that. So,
Right, good.
the elections are coming up, as I said. Now, this year, we staggered in our bylaws, we staggered the officers because we don't want every officer going at the same time. So this year, it's going to be me, the president, Connie, the treasurer, and it's the position, it's not the person. It's the president, the treasurer. Bob is resigning, so vice president, and one trustee. And then next year, it'll be secretary. Well, it was supposed to be Bob, but Bob's leaving now. And then 2 trustees. All right, so nominations are going to be coming up in the last week of September. We'll have elections in, well, the nominations will close up in October. We'll have elections in November. And if anybody's interested and wants to run for office, they certainly can do that. They'll take over. If they win the election, they'll take over in January of 2020. We're also asking our people to consider joining one of our many committees. If you don't know what those committees are, you can look on that membership info page on our phone. And it has all the officers on the top, and then it has the committees underneath, and it has who's the chairman of the committee. Every board member is a chairman of one of the committees. All the committees are listed there, such as audit, such as communications, such as membership growth, all these different committees. If you want to join them, you're certainly welcome to join them. We always ask if you got the skills and the ability to do it and got time to do it, we certainly would love you joining us and helping us out. Many hands make light work.
Right.
And the final thing is the website. Now, we've had so many issues with this website hosting provider we have. Security issues, non-performance, the site going down, different parts of the site not working, and the response has been very slow, very slow. And so we decided as a board, we're going to look at another company. I've had miscommunication with the guy from the company's called Bluehost. They do the WordPress. Our format on our website is called WordPress, like Microsoft's an operating system, Apple, all that jazz. There's different operating systems. Well, they use WordPress. And this new company does WordPress, and they do constant updates. See, some of the problems were they weren't doing consistent updates on this, the one we have right now. The security was lacking, as Bob, our vice president and website coordinator, would tell you. If you don't update constantly, even the software plugins that we call them plugins, software that you add, people can get in there and start raising hell with it, So this new company says, we'll redesign your site, we'll make it easier to navigate, simpler, it will be consistently updated, better security, and all that, more efficient design, and it costs, but they also have marketing capabilities. So if we have the money, we could do it and reach out to those 60,000 GE retirees out there online. So I just want to let you know that we're working on trying to make that website better and better every day. It's been a real headache at times. I can tell you, Bob can tell you, Ward can tell you. It hasn't been fun sometimes. So that's why we're looking. We're looking for another company. As a matter of fact, we found a company that's cheaper. So
Oh, that's good.
yeah, that's easy. See, we're always trying to save money. People, we're always trying to save a buck here.
Good.
That's what we can do.
We like to hear that.
So if there's anybody on here right now that hasn't made a donation, we'd really appreciate if you get in there and make your donation. And also that help us spread the word. There's no reason, I say to the board all the time, if I do a post, Melody does a post, Connie does a post, Bob does a post, Rodney just did a post, jump in there, make a supportive comment. please people, go and register. Please people, go and make a donation. You guys are members. You can do it. You can support us, but just by making that statement. You know, I went and registered today. Why don't you? Yeah, something simple.
It's really a very cheap price to pay for yearly dues to get all the information that you can get from Melody,
Yep.
that she pulls from everywhere. It's just a real luxury to have that.
Mhm.
Thank you.
And the other thing we do, you know, going with what Rodney's saying there is, yeah, we talk about GE healthcare, we talk about GE pensions, but we also talk about Medicare and Social Security. We're constantly doing posts on that stuff to help you people. And if there's petitions from the premier organizations that fight for us, and they fight legislatively in every which way, like National Committee on Preservation of Social Security and Medicare, that was started by Roosevelt descendant. They're a premier organization. They got a big voice. They got millions of members.
Anybody wants to run for politics too. I put some interesting articles out this morning that shows what our politicians, our congressional pensions, what they get after a certain period of time, and they never even work a full year, you know, like the rest of us had to or whatever. Probably going to piss you off, excuse my French, but after I got reading that, I thought, well, we're all going to share in this. But I thought, why wasn't I a politician in my lifetime? Because I could have, you know, only worked a third of the days out of the year. And they have their own Medicare website that they get also. So it's kind of interesting. And if you have a chance, write a letter to your politician. If they have an open forum, sometimes in the different locations, go and talk to them. It's amazing that when you start looking at the politicians, the lobbying money that goes to them, political companies, I mean, be knowledgeable yourself so that when you go and you listen to your politicians that represent you, they're not your leader, they represent you as what they're paid to do.
That's right.
The time that we tell them that that's what they're paid to do, they are not our leaders at this point because they are not representing what we want. So look at the website and see what's on there, you know, to
on our website too, Melody, on our website, there is a page
yes.
That you can contact any one of those, whether it's right down to the local level, your city or town, your county, your state, and your federal, you know, congressmen or senators. All of them are listed in there, and there's an automated system to send them messages. So
Don't be bashful to go on their website whenever they post on Facebook and call them out. And I can put dollars right on there to one of my politicians here. And I said, then he's wanting to lower the cost of prescriptions. And I put a comment on there that, why are you accepting $125,000 from such and such? Oh, no.
you are.
Yeah.
Go Melody.
Exactly.
Yeah, right.
You know, don't be bashful about it. They need to know that we know what they're doing and what they're not doing, both.
Yeah.
You're right. No, you're absolutely right. And you know, we haven't pushed that a lot. We did back when we were doing a lot of the activism. We were promoting that a little bit. I shouldn't even say a lot. And you know, that is another tool, if you will, in our belt that we can use to get support, Medicare and Social Security and that stuff, even corporate stuff. You know, whether they change your health care or your pension. You know, you can contact them, but we're trying to get our people just to register and join, for God's sake, give us a donation. So we haven't been pushing that a lot, but it is important.
It'd be nice to get to the point where we could lobby in Washington. One of my best friends from GE was just here this morning, and she and I were talking about this because there's a lot of topics that we have a lot of information on, but being able to afford to go to Washington, D.C.,
that's right.
Make some connections and do that. And there's no problem with going and speaking, but you being there and lobbying with them at the same time and calling them out on it. You know, you got to walk it and talk it both. You know, if we had that money, we could be there doing our own lobbying.
I suggest, Melody, that you make the first $500 donation to our group so that we can start.
If I hit the lottery, you'll get the 500.
And, you know, what Melody's saying too is, you know, one thing we do is is the collaborations and endorsements. And again, going to the topics of Medicare and Social Security, you have the National Committee, you have Social Security Works, you have AARP, you have Protect Seniors, which is a very strong litigation type, legislative type organization that we collaborate with. And they asked me to join their board. And matter of fact, I haven't heard anything in quite a while from them. So I don't know what's going on with that. They're fighting the same battles we're fighting. They told, you know, trying to get people to join, trying to get people to participate, trying to get people to give money. They fight the same battles we're fighting. And they say they get the same responses we get. You know, you just fix it and we want it for free. That's it. We'll sign your stupid paper, but that's it.
Yeah.
It's sad. Isn't this sad? Baby boomers used to be the most vocal. I always say this. They were the most vocal people back in the generation, you know, that anti-government, anti-establishment, you know,
Yeah.
resistance. Where
But we're dying off faster too, John.
Are they all in nursing homes or what? Where are they?
Yeah, they're all getting too
Oh.
old.
Good, I hope
Hey,
not.
speak for yourself there. I'm older than you are.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know. You know, we don't. I don't think we ask a lot. That's for darn sure. You know, my God, we're not. You know, I make a joke about it with our board, and I say, "Gee, you think they're asking us to cut the right arm off?" God,
Yeah.
you know? Oh my God! Please. Rodney said it. For what we do and the things we do and the things we offer, if they just go look at that formal website and just kind of surf through it, my God, what we give them. You know? For 50 cents, less than 50 cents a day, folks. Use that line if you're putting in a supportive statement for us. Less than 50 cents a day.
Good.
Less than a
Yeah.
cup of coffee a week, right, Rodney? I think you're the one that said that at one of our meetings.
Exactly.
Less than a coffee a week. What's a coffee cost nowadays? $1.50, $2? What's it cost?
I don't buy coffee, so I
Well, I don't go to Starbucks, so it's a lot less.
Yeah. Neither do I.
me either.
You know? Melody knows, the board knows, I have coffee going all day long. You know, I drink Colombian coffee and I have it going all day long. I don't go to Dunkin's or Starbucks or any of them or local gas station or whatever.
Yeah.
You know, I make my own. And I got my own stainless steel cup. I don't know if you can see. Can you see my cup? Let me shut this off here to stop share.
You know, you could sell that at the garage sale and donate the money, John.
There you go. My cup, that baby holds about 2 cups of coffee, and let me tell you something, that's full all day long. I sit out in the sun with this.
That's my travel mug.
Yeah, well, that's my everyday mug. So we're at the end here, folks, and you know, I really appreciate the people that do show up and the people that support us. I'm telling you, you're worth your weight in gold, but yeah, we can't carry everybody. We just can't carry them. You know, people got to start stepping up. I hate to say it, but you know, I want to keep going. I want us to grow. I want us to have a bigger voice. I want us to have money to do marketing. You know, to reach out face-to-face, one-on-one, all this kind of stuff. But without the money, we have virtually depleted our reserves. So we're at a tough.
Well, I don't think I've paid my dues this year, John, so I will be sending it right in.
Joyce.
Yeah, I haven't sent mine in either yet. I'll do that.
Oh my God. Listen to
And you don't have to pay it by PayPal. You can either just pay it through your credit card
right.
or PayPal, either one, but it's pretty
Oh.
easy to do.
Yeah, make sure people know that. A couple people have already mentioned, like Rodney just did, even on the board, that people don't understand when that comes up, you know, the PayPal option comes up, whether it's on the registration page or on our fundraising page, it has that logo there for PayPal. But if you look underneath it, it says use your own credit card or debit card to make
Oh, okay.
and people don't, they think they have to set up a PayPal account. And we keep telling them, no, you don't. You don't.
Oh, I have one. It's so much easier.
Well, I'm just saying, you know, that if that's their block, I'm not saying
Yes.
PayPal account. You don't have to.
Good,
Don't
good,
have to. Or you can send a personal check to Connie.
right.
Either way.
You could have them set up that website, John, this new one, with options and make them all equal. Don't put PayPal at the top, make them have a logo down there at the bottom for choice of credit card, check, whatever.
Yeah.
Mm,
Yeah,
Good
you're right,
idea.
Bob.
Good
Yes,
idea.
It is a good
Yeah,
idea.
that's a good idea. Yeah.
Yep, I agree with that. Yes, and when we do get that new provider, we will say that. We want multiple options. I know Melody has suggested Zelle or Zelly. What is it called, Mel?
Stella?
Zella?
Right.
That's another organization that does it from your account to our account or whatever, you know?
You know, they're coming up with so many new ones that I just don't know who to trust.
Well, usually on your bank website, you'll see that on your bank website. Velpro is another, Venpro's another.
Oh,
too. So there's, go and look on your bank's website and you'll see, because most of them have Zella by now.
oh, okay.
What I would suggest is you go to the one that says John Phelps Private Fund and send them there.
Did you say it was time to say goodbye, John?
This mean you'll be buying a gold cup instead of that stainless steel drinking cup?
That's right.
Yes, Rodney, absolutely. I want to be.
It'll have black and white stripes on it like they have in prison.
What the hell did
Yeah.
I say the other day? I said something about, you all know I'm in recovery. You all know I participate in AA. And I
Oh,
went
good
to
for you, John.
I
Good for
went
you.
39 years, Joyce. I went to the meeting down here the other day, and they have a beautiful clubhouse down here. And the person that chairs the meeting, what a beautiful desk up in the front of the room that person chairs me. I said, I sent it to the AA group back home, and I said to him, I want to sit in that chair. The chairman, I want to sit in that chair.
Ah, good. Wow,
Beautiful.
that's
They
awesome.
They even have vending machines there. I said, oh my God, this place is like unbelievable.
Congratulations, John, on your 39 years.
Thank you, Bob. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, we're going to adjourn? I'm sorry, I got things to do.
All right, can I have a motion to adjourn, please?
I
Make a motion.
We adjourn.
Wow. you
Yes.
people are
Second.
actually going to get lost, huh? All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, John,
Thank you.
Connie, Melody,
everybody.
everybody.
All right.
Thank you all.
Thanks.
I'm going to kill the meeting and stop the recording, folks, all right?
Okay.
Okay,
Bye.
Bye, everybody.
bye.
Bye.